Learner's permit.
Learner's permit. Learner's permit.
Learner's permit. Hello and welcome to Learner's Permit Podcast, a show where four friends lock themselves in a room and forcefully educate each other on topics they're most passionate about. Each week, one host selects a subject to educate the other three about in hopes of broadening their woefully narrow horizons. I'm Austin, and boy.
Kind of lost your train of thought there, huh? Didn't you?
That was fast. That was really fast.
That was like not even.
Well, because I realized I wanted to say, I don't say anything quippy on any of the episode things.
Is being
That's
quippy
not
your
true at all.
thing?
That's not true at
No,
all.
on the openings though.
For,
That's not
for
true.
your
Oh,
own
for your
episodes,
own?
you mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
Do you want to start being quippy? Is that?
I want to incorporate something that's like actually funny instead of just being like, I'm Austin. Who's it? But anyway, so
Do you want to workshop it?
No. It's no. You got to keep it real.
What do
And
you
it's not
got
real.
in you for this week's topic? What is this week's topic?
This week's topic, and I'm embarrassed a little bit because there isn't a lot to.
I don't remember my name.
Okay. Let's go around the table real quick. We got to
okay.
remind everybody, including myself.
Okay, well, I'm Adam.
Uh-huh.
Oh fuck! Wait,
Oh,
no,
damn.
I'm Liam. And
I mean, we're liable to fuck it up.
Oh, what's my name?
That's true.
Hans?
Hans?
Is my name Hans?
nope,
Han?
no, I think your name is
Friedrich?
Is it Dimitri?
Adamska.
Damn.
Is it Christina?
Christina Aguilera.
Oh, it's Kody. It's me. It's
there
Kody.
you go.
I'm
It's
here.
one of those K names.
See, that was quippy right there. See, that's called fast comedy. It's quippy. It's good. It's punchy. You know.
I feel like we're missing. Oh, Adam, I didn't see you there. Where'd you go? Oh, that's so cool, dude. He's not here.
Cody's having a Clint Eastwood moment right now, talking to an empty chair.
The chair is facing him.
That's true. The chair is facing him directly, which is how Adam normally sits when we record. I'm not really sure why, but it does tend to
He
sit.
side saddles in the chair. So I was initially going to save this topic for when Adam was around because he really wanted to talk about it.
Well, we could always have him call in from the prison.
We could.
I mean,
What? No,
Oh.
he's at his court proceeding.
the facility.
It's the hot dogs.
Yep. I figured as much. I felt them coming back up a little bit for me too.
Cody, you want to talk about the regimen you started before every show now?
Oh, yeah, I eat hot dogs.
Cody's trying to train to match up with Joey Chestnut. Cody's goal is eventually to beat Joey Chestnut at the competitions. So he's been trying to get his time down on the hot dogs, and he actually had a pretty impressive leap from 43 seconds to, what was it, 33 seconds?
33 seconds.
Oh, boy, yeah. So
That's pretty good.
every episode that we record, before we record the episode, Cody eats about 3 to 5 hot dogs just to train. It's hard to watch.
I'm getting bubble gut.
Yeah. I mean, you got to start training hard. Like, honestly, that's the best efficient use of your energy.
Yeah, I don't drink enough water, though. It really
I mean,
expands
you
the
saw
stomach.
you saw those exercises that they did.
Once you start drinking like Kobayashi, you're unstoppable.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to train.
And doing those tongue exercises that Joey Chestnut did. Yeah. Yep. That's, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm training the water guzzling. That's what you need to get into.
How fast do you think you can drink a bottle of water?
A 12-ounce bottle of water.
Poland Springs.
I know I can rip that shit because I've done it many a time. I know that I can.
Time wise. Give us a time. Give us a figure.
Boy, maybe like it's hard because I feel like I definitely.
Because your
We've
turn
been
on the
over it.
hot dog was paltry.
Yeah,
From being honest.
it was.
From being totally.
What does that mean? Like terrible?
Yeah.
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 What's the root word for that?
The root word
Yeah.
for paltry?
Yeah.
What's the etymology?
Sorry. Yeah. Like
I
what
don't,
is?
I don't know.
Where does it
I
come
feel like you're
from?
putting me on the spot here. What is the word
Well, because I've just
paltry
never
come
heard it
from?
before. I would
Yeah,
put that in my.
feel free to look it up, Cody. Give us be our looker-upper guy once again. Return to your primal origins. I don't know words, Austin. I just use them.
I mean, you seem to know them pretty well.
No, I mispronounce them all
Ridiculously
the
or
time.
insultingly small?
Yeah, it was a terrible attempt.
Yeah.
It was good for the first half, and then I fucked it up.
Promising in the beginning and then falling short just after.
That's like my whole life. Dude.
I disagree, Austin. I think you're moving along like a fine wine. You know, you start out, you're just a bunch of shitty grapes under people's feet, and then you grow and you refine yourself over time. That's what I see.
I'm
in
at the
you.
part of my life where they stick me up on the shelf and wait for things to get better.
Yeah, That's true. It does feel kind of like we're in like a little enclosed wine space, one of those, what do you call them, where they have like the temperature.
A wine cellar?
Yes, a wine cellar, but there's a specific word for it, for the temperature controlled environment that they create.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. I don't know the word. It's another word that escapes me.
Oh, it's kind of like
when we're in this room, I feel that way with the temperature on the wall clock.
It's like cigars with the humidors, right?
Yeah.
We're in a humidor
Or like
box.
a cask.
Yeah. Okay. So there's got to be a wine equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there definitely is. We just don't know the word because we're stupid.
We're not smart enough. Yeah.
Well, there are casks of wine, but
Yeah,
I'm talking about a room, not a...
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like they use it for like barrels of whiskey.
Cody.
Sorry.
Kind of impressive that you can speak and burp at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, the hot dogs are really fucking hitting me. 33 seconds though.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, I'm working.
Austin, you what, 58?
Yeah. It was bad.
That is pretty
Well,
bad.
to be fair, I did make him laugh a couple times.
That's true. Cody intervened. He cheated like Joey Chestnut cheated.
I'm sorry.
But I did fuck myself up with the two or three big bites at the end, trying to get everything.
Yeah. You always want to be careful about those big bites.
I ate mine in 3.
In 3?
Yeah.
He did in
See, I was
3.
going for the first half of it. I took a bunch of small bites that I could like move around in my mouth effectively. Whereas like when I got to the end, especially with the bun like
The bun.
contorted in such a way that I couldn't bite around it, so I couldn't like break that piece.
Yeah.
She's saying you turned the hot dog into some wee little chunkies.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, and I did it in the beginning, and it didn't work out that way for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did 3 big bites and I was like, I'm 90% done with this one. Second bite's going in, and then I just kept going.
Do you feel stronger now? You've trained today?
Didn't crumple it. I didn't have water.
No, you didn't. You did not smush.
No.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to smush the hot dog in your hand like a baby.
Yeah.
You
then
smush babies?
No, like a
like
baby
how
would smush
baby
it. You know how
eats,
baby
you
go.
fool.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, you crush babies.
Yeah.
You grab them by their soft spot.
Soft spots.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you have a
it's
soft
like
spot
bowling
when you were a
ball
kid
hole.
that was hit?
Not that I'm aware of.
You didn't have a soft head. I feel like
Definitely
I feel
not.
like you would have been a kid that had a soft head.
No, I had a brick of a head, dude.
How's your head shape? What are we talking here?
Pretty
You got
good.
any flat spots?
No.
Hmm.
Do you have
Just
any-
wondering.
Why?
Oh, no reason.
Is that why my dad left? He dropped me and he was too ashamed.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? If he dropped you, it was on purpose.
If you're listening, Dad, email me at Cody's real email at gmail.com.
He will take Candy Crush requests, just in case you were wondering, Mr. Cody's dad.
He doesn't deserve the Mr. title. Fuck that guy. I mean,
Fucking
email me,
stupid
bitch.
ass bitch.
Cody's bitch ass dad.
We should get him
At
that email.
gmail.com.
Yeah. Email Cody's bitch ass dad at gmail.com to tell him how much you fucking hate him.
No, but for real though, email us at Cody's real email at gmail.com.
Is that to your dad or is it to everyone else?
Oh, it's to everyone and my dad.
Yeah.
Is there any particular call to action you want to give to the people that you're constructing emails?
This week, I want you guys to email me with general ideas that you have, inventions, maybe like the first thing that you thought of when you woke up. Finally, maybe like, what do you think the perfect oven temperature is?
I want to know what was your idea right before you went to sleep after you got like blackout drunk, if you can remember that, just to rival Cody's.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I want like the reversal of that, like the absolute worst idea you could possibly have. That's what I want to know.
Oh, I guess I should put something in here too. I guess email if you've seen any good movie lately. And then, you have any funny dreams? That'd probably be it for me.
Email me with your funny dreams at Cody's real email at gmail.com.
If you email a funny dream to us, we will read it out loud.
Oh yeah, we
funny or
will.
no?
Yeah,
If you
be
guys have,
prepared.
if you guys have any like thoughts about the podcast that you really want us to like state,
Especially if you're Australian.
especially if you're Australian, again, we're trying to broaden our audience. We want you. Please email us. We'll read them on the podcast.
Yep, we will. But we're thinking about starting if we get enough interaction, we're thinking about starting a segment during episodes where we read listener things.
Yeah, and it's when Adam comes back, we'll have him read them.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will. Because Adam is the best at reading out of all of us.
He is.
He is really good at it.
He can read and type really fast.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him type? You've definitely, because we've been in game chats with him,
Well, I wouldn't see him type.
but you can hear him type on a fucking keyboard and how fast
Does
it
he
is.
have a mechanical keyboard?
Yeah.
Does he go click, click, clickety, clack, 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 clack?
But like 4 times that speed.
Like click, 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 clickety, clack, clack, like that?
No, like 6 times that speed.
Like click, 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 clickety, clack, clack, like that?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that actually.
Oh, it's incredible
Well, speaking of things that are really fast
and incredible.
and actually, yeah, and very incredible.
It's me in bed.
We're talking refractory period here.
Actually, you could argue the refractory period on this thing's pretty good. But anyway, today we're talking about the G11, which is a super interesting gun that unfortunately, like I said, I'm a little bit embarrassed because I had two extra recording times to come up with more stuff for this. And I really struggled to find more information. And I had thought a couple of times of just like bailing and talking about something else that I could get way more info on. But I should do this thing before it never happens. I don't know if anyone's ever like looked into it or knows anything about it. I know you probably don't.
What does the G stand for? Gun?
Gewehr. Which means gun.
I used to play Call of Duty Nazi Zombies
And
with my
Gewehr 98.
with my friends.
Or sorry, Gewehr 43.
Yeah, it was the 43, and I always used to call it the Gooer.
The Gooer.
Or the Gooey.
I feel like most people call it that, yeah. But yeah, that's exactly
I knew I was mispronouncing it, to be clear, but
yeah, like rifle.
The Gooer.
Is technically what it is. But do you know anything about this thing?
I know nothing.
Dude, it's literally like...
Is this just a general statement, or is that in
Oh,
regards
that's
to this gun?
definitely. What do you think? I picked fucking competitions as my topic. I'm dumb as fuck, guys.
Jesus.
I get interested. I'm like entertained easy.
I mean, I'm wearing a Jar Jar Binks watch, so...
That looks sick on you, by the way. That is the most amazing watch I've ever seen anybody wear, and it looks so good on you.
Again, thank you, Liam.
You're welcome.
Big pimpin' over here.
Yeah. I'm having fun with it.
It is big pimpin'.
Does everyone remember Boxxy?
My name is Boxxy.
Yep.
Like the YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
You
how
know,
she's doing.
She crossed my mind. I was never somebody that watched her engaged with her stuff, but I remember her as a cultural thing. She crossed my mind the other day because I was like, is that somebody that had like a lasting cultural impact?
Yes.
And I almost feel like the answer is yes.
Absolutely.
Like the way that she engaged with the internet and people on the internet has basically become the norm for how everyone acts on the internet now.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
So minus becoming the norm, that like this gun is basically the G11 is Boxxy personified, or sorry, the other way around. I guess, right? It's such a strange like
That it came and went.
yeah, like a strange quirky thing that came and went, and like people couldn't get enough of, and they kept putting it in games and stuff, and like. I don't even really know where to start with this thing, to be honest with you. So it is not at all like any other conventional firearm. It doesn't utilize like actual cartridges in the way that, you know, you got your brass case, your projectile, your primer, and then propellant. It has I couldn't find out exactly what it was. It's some sort of polymer. It's like the bullet, right? And then around it is the polymer sort of ignited projectile or propellant. But the whole idea is that it's caseless ammunition. So the whole thing is used up.
Yeah.
There's no
shell that gets
dunnage.
ejected.
Yeah.
Cody, you're being a bad boy right now.
I'm looking at
He's looking
the gun.
it up. And that's another thing is its visual identifier. That's the first thing I thought was like, hi, I'm Boxxy.
Oh my God, I remember that from video game.
From Black Ops, probably.
Yes. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That I saw it and I went, oh, this fucking thing.
I'm understanding the Boxxy reference now.
Okay, so it looks like I'm looking at the bullet right now.
So you're saying it went, as in this is not an active use anymore or production?
It is not. Hold on, let me
Here, look
double check.
at this bullet real quick. Look how fucking weird this looks.
Oh, what's the fucking thing on the end there?
Yeah, so I think I might have messed this up. So I think there is a firing pin. So there's a primer there, but the primer burns up with the propellant.
That's wild. Guns or bullets that leave no waste, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Zero waste bullets.
Everything basically combusts, and then the bullet's the only thing that stays, but it gets thrown out, and then that's the actual projectile. So then there's no cases to get in the way of what's called a hyperburst function. So in the 90s, the Army was trying to find out ways to get higher hit probability from individual soldiers. And what that means is like the majority of gunfights are not won by super precise shots. It's the fact that you have more rounds going down range, and that's how you get higher hit probability, right? It's why belt-fed machine guns work.
Monkeys
really
and
well.
typewriters.
Yeah.
Monkeys and guns.
And exactly. So they held a trial for, I think it's called the Advanced Combat Rifle Trial, or the ACR, which doesn't have
anything to do with the ACR.
It does not. So the Advanced Combat Rifle is, I don't know if it was inspired by that. It had to have been, if I had to guess. But that was a whole different system in and of itself to try to be as modular as possible. This one was trying to fit into the Army was having a trial to try to figure out how to get better hit probability on targets. And they thought they could do that by upping how many rounds you were shooting. Hyperburst is a thing that I don't know who actually coined it, if it was the Army or if it was somebody else. The idea being, because the Russians have a very similar thing. I don't know if you guys know the AN-94, which might be a gun that...
The name rings a bell.
Not clicking with me, but I have a thing about the ammunition whenever you got a second.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it real quick.
Yeah, it's a thing from Popular Mechanics. It says, by encasing the ammunition in a chemical propellant rather than a typical brass casing, the G11 was more accurate, efficient, and potentially deadly than any rifle at the time. But even after millions of dollars spent on research and development, the gun never saw combat.
Yeah.
Never saw combat.
Never saw combat. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, it was mostly passed into obscurity.
Even though it was in the video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was called, I'm so sorry, Austin.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's described as the space age rifle that never was.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Kraut space magic is generally how it's described in the gun community.
How long were these in production for?
That's a good question. I think from whenever the trial was in like 90, it was like right before the collapse of the Soviet Union, I think. It's like 1990. And then they probably made them until like 95 or just before 2000. Like it was not a very long time.
So I'd assume that...
and it was over a course of a super long time too. I think it was, I could be fucking this all up.
I assume it's probably expensive to try to get one now.
Yeah, you can't. It's impossible. I think there was only like 5,000 of them made or something. Because it was all experimental stuff.
Are you reading, you whispering the words to yourself while you read? Do you always do that, Kody?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, sorry, 1,000 units.
There were only 1,000 made?
Only 1,000.
God.
That's a collector's item.
Damn.
Yeah. And some of them found their way into the hands of the Bundeswehr, but otherwise weren't used by anybody else.
The what sphere?
The Bundeswehr. It's like
Is that
German
what
army.
Jar Jar was part of?
What?
The Bundeswehr?
That's the area that the race took place in?
Sorry, that's the Bunta Eve Classic. I'm sorry. I fucked
yes,
up.
Jar
That's on
Jar's
me.
time in the Bundeswehr.
Or is that the reaction time, the Bundadoop?
The OODA loop. But yeah, these things, they never really passed the threshold of being experimental. The biggest reason why they weren't adopted by NATO nations was because of the ammunition. Like Kody was saying, it was designed from 1968 to 1990. So it wasn't even really produced from years to years. There's just
22 years.
Yeah, for a long time.
And that was them just fucking with the design?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The G11 was just one of many guns that were admitted into the trials. I don't remember the other ones. I think they're not really noteworthy. Like I've never seen them in anything. They're kind of strange. They don't really work. The G11 didn't end up working because its rounds were so freaking expensive. And
that's what I was about to ask is, only 1,000 of these were made. How many rounds were actually produced? Because if you have to have a whole different chemical like design to make them, I can only imagine.
Right. And if you're footing the bill for that, just to be considered for a government trial, like HK is not poor. That's pretty well known, but still, that's a huge cost for a company to undertake. So I definitely applaud them for trying, and the thing is cool. But when you open the thing, I'll see if I can get a picture for you guys. Like that looks simple, right? When you look at that, you're like, oh,
it looks
damn,
like a plank of wood, honestly.
Yeah, it looks stupid simple.
It's a rectangle.
Or do you have a cutaway?
Oh, fuck.
When you open this thing, can you see into it?
Not really.
So
you gotta close the Candy Crush.
Fuck.
So the top part that the barrel is attached to, I don't know if they go into detail on that or if it's just a weird photo. Are you still trying to pull it up?
I'm trying to fucking make it turn.
All right, I'm going to see if I can get this because it is one of those moments where I'm like, damn you Germans and your stupid fucking, like I thought for once you made something simple. No, this thing is the most complicated thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think maybe another issue with this and why it didn't take is because much like Boxxy, I think that sort of alternative personal touch was a little ahead of its time.
It definitely was. But so look at this shit.
That's the inside of it?
That's the inside of it.
That looks like, what the fuck is that? I was going to say the Fritz Lang movie Metropolis.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's like a very old-timey movie. It's like this black and white. Look, it's just, it looks like a bunch of old-timey machinery that would be giant.
So the biggest reason why this thing looks so fucked up is because I'll go back to the other photo that I had.
Sorry, you guys are all on your devices, so I must now look up.
I know. I'm trying to
firearms IMDb to see what this has been. And
I was trying to figure out a way that I could talk about this gun without doing visual aids because everyone else that's listening isn't going to have any fucking idea what we're talking about.
They can imagine.
It's so difficult.
It's so
to
square and so fucking weird looking. It says that there's less than 20 or so G11s left in the world.
Yeah.
Less than 20, like what do you mean, like floating around? Oh.
Yeah.
What happened to the other 980?
Probably destroyed with the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Why not? It's German though, and it's West German at that, as far as I know.
It's. I'm sorry, Austin. I'm taking the wind out of your sails a little bit.
No, you're good.
It says that it's able to fire 3 rounds at an astonishing rate of 2,000 rounds per minute.
Yes, so that's the hyperburst I was talking
That's
about.
fucking insane.
So
or around 33 rounds per second.
Yes. So
that's fucking nuts.
Hyperburst, there's a couple different ways to get there. The Russians did it in a way. We might have talked about this before, did we? The AN-94, there's a round on deck, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah. So it picks up the other round and then it fires it before the full recoil impulse is felt by the shooter. So theoretically, you would get impacts near about the same spot. This does the same thing, but its 3-round burst is shot before there's even a chance for the barrel to recoil fully. And with this, because there's no shell casing to eject, all that it does is it has this weird rotating chamber. And so the bullets are facing downward in the magazine and they go into this.
What?
It turns and then it fires the bullet and then
It's
turns.
like a lock.
Yeah. So then the chamber just, all it does is turn another 90 degrees and it only has to turn in the 90-degree increments.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So it goes in, boom, fires, and then turns, and then see, because both sides are the same, so it doesn't matter. So if there's a stoppage of any kind, like let's say the round doesn't go off, there's a hole out the bottom, the next one just pushes the other one out the hole.
Oh, wow.
So because it doesn't have a traditional cycle of getting rid of dunnage like spent brass, it can fire so much faster.
That's cool.
So that's why you get the high fire rate like that. So it's
That's
shooting,
fascinating.
yeah, it's shooting 3 rounds before the recoil impulse hits the shooter. That being said, if you watch a video of people firing this thing with the hyperburst on, it kicks like a fucking mule.
Yeah.
Because by the time the recoil impulse gets to the end, you're receiving all the kinetic energy from 3 fucking rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like, when you look at it, it looks like one shot, but they're going like movie style where it's like, like
Yeah.
crazy looking.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So I did look up the firearms IMDb. It's apparently only in one movie.
Really?
Is it something that we've watched?
I would presume as well. I would presume as much, but I'm not sure. Not that we've watched together, but I would assume that you guys have seen this movie.
Have I seen this movie?
I would assume so. The movie Demolition Man.
Oh, it's in Demolition Man?
Yep, it's used by Wesley Snipes.
I haven't seen
And it's depicted as
yeah.
a futuristic beam particle gun.
And he's reading like the manual to it or whatever. Yeah.
it. I have not seen
And then
this.
it's in a couple of video games too. It's in Fallout 2. It's
Oh,
in
that's right.
007 Agent Under Fire as the Koffler and Stock D17, which is funny when they change the names like that. It's also in, what was it? Of course, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Yes.
And it's in Black Ops, like you said, and a game called Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades.
Yes.
Is that a game you're familiar with?
Yeah. So it's a VR game where basically I think it's kind of cool because there's a bunch of guns in it that you'd never be able to shoot in real life, but it's VR and you get to like manipulate them and do fucking.
And hot dogs?
No, I don't know what they just call it that for fun, I think, but you go on to like a range and you just get to shoot cool guns, which I think is sweet.
It's also in 2 anime.
Which one?
Can you guess? Cody, you have one on the tip of your tongue, it looks like.
No, I hadn't got it.
What is it, like
Beats.
Gogol 13 or something?
Well, it's in the movie, The End of Evangelion.
It is.
Yep, used by the soldiers. Oh, it's playing an ad, Jesus. Or it's playing
Shotgun. Let's check it out.
the guy talking.
No.
Firearms IMDb. Sorry, you can cut that out. Yeah, it's used by soldiers in that, and then it's in an anime called Darker Than Black.
It's in Darker
Oh my
Than
God, it's in
Black?
Darker Than the Black?
Yeah.
Adam
When?
would blow his fucking
What is-
load.
Wait,
What
no! Now I'm regretting doing this without Adam here.
What is Darker Than Black?
Darker
I'm
Than
not
Black.
familiar.
I actually just started rewatching this the other day.
Now we have to call Adam. Can we
call Adam real
We
quick?
should call Adam at this moment because
This anime looks so Adam.
it's
This looks so up Adams.
It is definitely
Anime
Oh man.
anime Batman, Japanese
Oh
Batman.
man, Adam. All right,
like,
we're calling. We
Liam,
gotta get him on the line.
Liam, genuinely, this is one of Adam's favorite shows.
Your call has been forwarded to
You
voicemail.
fucking
The person
cunt.
you're trying to
Leave him a
reach is not
voicemail.
available.
Leave him a voicemail.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Adam, it's Kody, one of the hosts of the Learner's Permit podcast. We're doing the episode on the G11 with Austin right now, and Liam was going through the firearms IMDb.
The anime section specifically.
Yeah. He found out that the G11 is in one of your favorite shows of all time, Darker Than Black. I would really like you to call us back as soon as possible if you get this message by the time we finish. And then shoot me a text. Or no, actually, email me at Cody's real email at gmail.com. I'll open it, and then I'll tell you to call.
Yeah, I'm actually heavily regretting not having you here for this, Adam. I'm sorry. I should have waited longer, but I didn't want to go too long and sit on this topic.
Austin shed a tear when I told him that it was in Darker Than Black.
I didn't even know.
We were so bummed.
I am so bummed.
And we started playing the song I Miss You by Blink-182. And we do.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
All right, Adam, call me back specifically very, very soon. All right, love
Email
you. Bye.
me.
Bye.
Bye.
Bro, I'm actually like,
God, oh no.
that is the best fucking,
there
best thing that could have happened for Adam's interest in this episode is bringing
is that,
Darker
do you
Than
think
Black.
that's why he was interested in this?
No, I think he just genuinely thought it was cool and like had seen it in games and he wanted to know about it. So having this surprise would have been fucking awesome, but we don't have him here for that, which makes me sad. But yeah, I guess whoever these people are using it.
Yep, that looks like a G11.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, do you just pull up the same picture? Okay.
That's the exact same one.
They're agents protecting Heaven's Gate.
Like the cult?
No. Do you want to run down to the show real quick?
Yeah, give me a rundown.
No, because I want to rewatch it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, no, I was just going to give the premise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What's the premise? Anime Batman.
All the stars in the sky are people with like weird superpowers. They're not actual real stars. So if one of those, they're called contractors.
Yeah.
If one of those contractors dies,
The star goes out.
the star goes away.
Okay.
So like some people like wish on one of the falling stars, but it's actually just die.
Upon a star. It's
Yeah, but
actually a
it's-
guy named Underwear Man whose power is to make new underwear out of his penis.
Yeah, and but like some people have the ability to like teleport, and other people have the ability to like change time.
There's nothing to do with making new underwear.
No, but like each superpower has like a negative effect. Like
Is there a hot dog eating guy?
his name's Joey Chestnut.
He's in the sky. Can you imagine wishing upon a star and Joey Chestnut comes down to Earth?
Oh, God.
To grant your wishes.
What do you need, kid?
I'm on the flight Lux.
Not those ones. Worse ones.
And if you wish incorrectly, he eats you whole.
But yeah, no.
He eats you whole either way, Austin.
But yeah, no. It's a good show. It has a really good premise, and I think the ending is really, really good.
So here's actually a fun game we could play, which can end up being very damning because the Japanese are very strange. There's a game called Girls Frontline, which I don't have, but I wanted to try because I think the premise is so stupid.
What is the premise?
Do you know what this is?
I think I know what it is.
Girls Frontline.
Just go look on Adam's Steam wish list. I'm sure it's on there.
It might be on there. The Japanese, as you know, love to personify things. It's like their favorite thing of all time.
I think there's a whole name for like the genre of anime that is. I forget what it's
It
called.
would not surprise me.
Sorry, what?
The Japanese love to personify things, and I said I think there might even be a whole like genre of anime.
Gotcha.
A
Sorry.
term for it.
Sorry, I missed the first part.
So what we can do going forward is when we talk about guns, we can look up the characters from Girls Frontline. So this trope started with a game about battleships that the Japanese made anime girls mascots to go along with battleships. So Girls Frontline has anime girl mascots to go with firearms. So pretty much any firearm that you can think of. And this is the immaculate character design that they came up with for G11.
Okay.
Yeah. Very.
Why are the shoes untied?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
But
ladies, get it done.
That came up while I was trying to find images of the G11 and Darker Than Black. So they do have one for all the other guns that we've talked about so far. And then maybe I'll show you guys some of those, but they're very strange. I like when I figured out that was a premise, I was like, I love guns, but even for me, that's a little bit strange.
That seems like it'd be right up your alley.
a bunch of anime girl guns and they all use themselves.
Who's your favorite?
You already know.
What is it?
This
Hold on.
fast 12.
Pull her up, Austin.
What's she look like, Austin?
I'll show you.
She got that overflow?
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what you should expect from most of the characters. In
Is
this.
she firing it out of the side of a car?
No,
firing it in the air and going, "Ah!"
but she could.
I got it. I'm on the wiki.
No, thank God. This is helpful.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like when you start to look at this
She's got a
stuff.
full fucking shield.
Cody, I think it's time you put the iPad down.
It's not an iPad.
I think it's time that you put the iPad down, Cody.
It's not that.
I think it's time that you join us at the table.
I'm here. I've been
mean,
here.
this is what
Eat
we're
your
talking
vegetables, Cody. It's dinner time.
I did.
This is what we're talking about.
You too. You
All
too,
right.
Austin. It's family time.
Regrettably, this
Notes
is what we're
only.
talking about. Oh, actually, I need this for my notes.
Not Cody putting the tablet down and then going,
I was looking at the time.
that's the only time you got to look at. Let me tell you. Can't believe I have to play mom.
I can't believe Adam didn't pick up the phone.
He's probably in one of those, sessions of his. Where he's very
Deliberation.
busy playing a game.
Court sessions.
Well, court's probably over by now. It's 5:00. Courts are closed. So
Night court.
I'm imagining he's at night court. And you know what that means. You know what that means, right?
Night court?
Yeah.
Like it's more of no, actually. What is that? More of like a civil affair than it is?
No, it means he's cranking his hog,
Oh.
jacking his dick, spanking his monkey. Adam's down at night court. Sorry, did you not follow me there?
I got
I
you.
thought that's where
No.
Cody was going. So
No, I
I
got
just
it.
figured.
No, I thought we were gonna get some actual some law knowledge here about what
No, absolutely.
is
not.
there actually a night court?
Yeah. Yes, Austin. There is a night court.
What are they
Night court is a TV show.
like Judge
Courts
Judy?
close at 5. Courts. Municipal workers don't want to be working at night. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah, that would be miserable.
Night court.
I mean, Judge Judy stops at a hard 5. They never go past that.
Didn't she die?
No. Judge Judy's absolutely alive. She's got like another show that just came out.
Okay. I'm
Really?
sorry.
Yeah.
How old
you
is she
should be
now?
sorry.
She's old though.
Well, it's hard to tell because she got that incredibly soft lighting on her, and then you cut to anyone else in the show, and it's a completely different lighting setup. But yeah, I think she's probably like 70 almost.
Yeah, she's definitely
Seven. Is she
That's
70
younger
something?
than I thought.
She's a beauty.
My grandmother would watch Judge Judy all the time. And
She's been on TV for so long.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like when I was a kid, we'd go over there and watch it. I thought she looked old when I started watching her.
Did you know that you have to be part of SAG to be in the audience?
What is that?
Screen Actors Guild.
Oh no! Wait, what is that? Like
It's like a union for actors and actresses.
She's 81. Holy fuck.
and she's still doing.
Yep. Well, she had Judge Judy, and now she's no longer doing Judge Judy. She's doing Judy Justice. That's her new show.
Oh,
If
Hell
you
yeah.
had to ask me the difference, I don't know.
But yeah, no, you have to be part of the Screen Actors Guild to be an audience member of that show.
That's not true for most shows like that. Like I sent in a thing to be in the audience for Divorce Court
Oh, hell yeah.
while it was like remote because they had people zooming in. So I wanted to do. I did it because I really love watching that show, and if you bleep that out for me, and I thought it'd be really funny to do that and then tell them and be like, "Hey, I got us on Divorce Court. we're gonna be in the background." And then zoom in and just like, because all the people, I don't know if you ever watched Divorce Court or any of those shows that have the audience, but when they had the zoom things, it was all the screens behind them when they're like talking. It's just like screens behind them of all the audience members because it was COVID. So they had all this stuff. And everyone without fail in these shows would just like make faces when stuff would happen. Like, oh no, you didn't. Or like, oh my God. Or man, that guy ain't shit. You know, like stuff like that. I just really want to be on that. But I did that, and then I got a response months later, and it was back in person. And they film in like I don't know where they film. I think like Louisiana or something like that. I was like, "Fuck that!
Prime
I'm
real
not
estate
going
down
there."
there,
You
yeah.
know, no.
you couldn't come and visit me, even though you had no idea. I was
Well, no. This was literally like 6 months ago.
Oh,
Not
okay.
long at all. Not long at all. Yeah.
That would have been really fucking funny. You should have done it.
Yeah. Well, it didn't have to be on SAG to be in that.
No, but
I mean,
only just Judge Judy.
Wait, but they still said that you could go down.
Yeah. I mean, they were going to pay for my flight.
No, but you still should have gone. That would have been fun.
Why would I do that? Pay a bunch of money to go be on a show that doesn't pay me to be on it?
Yeah, but then you guys could have
And
been
just
on
in
your
the
favorite
background.
show.
See, but it's different though, because when you're in the actual background, like in the crowd, it's just a crowd.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's screens, it was like they were like in a grid pattern behind the plaintiffs and
Which
the defendants.
sounds fucking like
Dystopian.
Yeah, dystopian.
Because it was. It was awesome. I loved it. Plus, they got a different person doing Divorce Court now. You
That
know,
was
Who
funny.
was it before?
Judge Faith. I forget what her name was, but I liked her a lot.
her.
And then there's a new one. Yeah. Those shows are all stupid as hell. Though.
Oh yeah, they're stupid, but they're funny to watch.
They are fun to watch.
There's a hairpiece in my purse. There was no hairpiece in the purse.
What? Was that one of the episodes?
Yeah, it's like some girl's like, this dude stole my purse. And Judge Judy's like, name all the things that are in the purse. And she was like, $125, this stuff, a hairpiece. And the guy just goes, there was no hairpiece in the purse.
So, yeah, you're outing yourself.
And then she was like, I can't fucking believe it.
Judge Judy said that?
Yeah.
I love it. I fucking love it when it ends like super fast and they cut to the commercial and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Well, sometimes people are just super rude, you know, and then they cut it off because they're like, I'm not dealing with you. Not today.
You're held in contempt.
You should be held in contempt, Kody.
Why?
Because you're a contemptuous individual.
I'm a contemptuous individual. Can I look that up?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it.
You're the one that asked if you could look it up. I just told you could look it up. I gave you permission to do the thing you love the most, which is look at screens while we're recording.
I didn't do it on your episode.
That's not true.
Yeah?
Yeah, you did on mine.
Oh, sorry. I haven't done it on yours yet.
Going back to bullets a little bit with the G11. I don't know if you guys know what cook-offs are with guns.
That's where, not with guns. Never mind.
With guns, not with spatulas.
My bad.
Do you know what a cook-off is?
No.
So if a gun gets hot enough, it's possible for if you have a round chambered, it's possible for that round to be the propellant in there to be heated up enough through the brass
that it'll
go off. And so that's why you see a lot of machine guns are open bolt, meaning they don't actually chamber around until you pull the trigger to help the chamber and barrel cool down, but also so you don't have a fucking round sitting in there that could just
accidentally,
cook off.
yeah.
And so the G11 was supposed to help with that, theoretically. Apparently, it didn't help at all. I couldn't find any more explanation on that other than it didn't help. So I can only imagine.
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, that they were like, "No, we're good, dude. Don't worry about it. Watch." And then they like ran it to the point that it would have cook-offs, and it went off. And they go, "Never mind. You can take that off of the list of benefits."
It is not a feature.
It's not a feature. But the cool thing about this, and I wish what the fuck? Why didn't I save these numbers? I felt like I did. The magazines, I don't know if you saw the magazines for these things when you're looking at
Yeah, I saw them.
Did you kind of see them? They're like they're super long, like thin stick magazines. I think they hold like 50.
I had no number for it.
I'll have to look it up. They hold quite a bit more than your regular like 30 round magazine that you'd be using with an AR. They are so small that you can carry, I think it's like 3 times as much the combat load of those.
Oh, wow.
That you would be with conventional rounds. So that was like a huge plus for people. It's like, we have this massive fire rate. We also triple our capacity to meet the fire rate. So it's kind of meeting all these boxes that we want, right? Except then you run into weird things about like modularity. And then when they need to get serviced by an armorer, like you saw it, it's a fucking grandfather clock in there. They'd have to get some Swiss watchmaker from the Alps to come down so that he could fucking be like,
you don't think you could learn that stuff?
I mean, you could.
If I brought one of these to your desk, you wouldn't be able to.
But that's the problem. You need a desk.
Yeah.
Right. So like in the army, when you go to war,
talking about in the field. Yeah.
So there's kind of 2 separations within the field. You've got the front lines and then like your secondary, and then you have like your tertiary, and then like in the guise of World War II, it's like the front line and then the places that you've already liberated that kind of set up headquarters and stuff like that. And then you have like the beaches of Normandy that are still bringing in supplies and logistics, and you're in country, quote unquote, but you're not in any sort of harm's way. And then you have England, which is like basically at that late stage in the war, you're just hanging out there as fucking headquarters and you're making sure all the logistics people have all their stuff. This gun wouldn't be able to just go to that secondary like HQ level and they could like fuck around with it real quick. It would have to go back to like wherever the logistics are happening.
So what if you said it's expensive. It's hard to sort of maintain or do maintenance on. What if you just gave it to tinkerers and nerds?
I mean, those tinkerers
you must have
and nerds
in-field nerds, right? I mean,
yeah, but those tinkerers and nerds would still have to be back in that like tertiary location for this gun.
Those guys get shot first.
The nerds?
Yeah.
No.
That's not true because they're always running away.
Well,
Chumps.
I think you're thinking of it the wrong way. You're thinking of nerds in the infantry, which was kind of like what I did, right? Where it's like, yeah, you're not, maybe not the most, you're not like the strongest or the fastest or whatever.
I might not be the best with women, but
especially Russian women.
Do you have a thing with that?
With Russian women? I do like Russian women.
Have you ever had an experience where you
No.
maybe could have made kissy with a Russian woman?
Nope. Absolutely
Unrelated,
not.
I'm looking for a woman named If you or anyone you know a woman named or a woman named who has a basketball imprint on her face, please
email us at Cody's real email at gmail.com.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not going to be painted this way. But can you imagine how wild that would be of all the stupid ass shit for anybody to listen to? And then for to be like, oh, yeah, I know who
I
they're
heard
talking
this.
about.
You never know. Somebody might know somebody who knows.
we
And
do-
then instead of getting in contact with me, she just doxes me and fucking.
oh, yeah, definitely.
And it's like, I
We do have Russian listeners.
Do we?
I don't think we do.
We do.
I don't believe
What
that.
if it's boyfriend who still holds a grudge against you? And
Bro, if I
doesn't
could-
know that you never kissed her
If
ever.
I could, oh yeah, he's like, his life was ruined, and he goes into this fucking spiral, and then
'Cause
he's
he's
like,
just-
She became disillusioned with men after you didn't kiss her.
and then he finds out that the person that was shacked up with her was the least Chad 15-year-old of all time. He's like, I don't want to get in between the relationship, and he's
Yeah.
like taking a sip of fucking vodka and realizes like, I ruined everything, and he didn't do anything. I didn't trust her. Like, yeah, that would be hilarious.
Fucking great.
But anyway,
You ruined a relationship by doing nothing.
Do you remember his name?
no, I was trying to remember his name. I couldn't remember his name.
And I guess for context, because we didn't do this in the actual episode, or counts as the actual episode, we should probably say that you were an exchange student for 2 weeks.
I
That's
wouldn't
it,
even
in
say,
Russia.
yeah, I guess technically we were because they did give us students.
I
and then
remember
we
the
went
Russian
with it.
kids.
I remember the
Don't
Russian
forget the
kids.
Russian kids.
They were weird.
What?
They all smoked
They were
cigarettes and were cool as hell.
They were so fucking.
They did smoke cigarettes.
They were
I
super
was
cool.
I was like, fuck, my backwards hat and sunglasses aren't good enough.
You weren't at that stage yet.
No.
You didn't have any of those things.
No.
You had your swoopy little hair.
At that time, I did have my spoopy little hair.
Yeah, it went away shortly after that.
Scene boy Kody.
Uh,
Where are you? I'm so sorry.
No, it was definitely more like Hollywood Undead than Blink 182.
Oh, you want to do one of those for us?
No.
What's a Hollywood Undead song?
You have the motherfucking
The
right to remain violent.
Oh, boy.
Hollow points
and
hiding
Kody,
in
can I
my
ask-
clip.
were you reciting that when you were in Russia?
Yeah, dude, I was
I'm
going
sorry,
around-
they were all over
I had
you
a
over
big
there.
head walking around like, yeah, I'm American, just like Hollywood Undead. You guys should respect me the same amount. And that's not at all because
I do think that you should. I would say an allotment of about 20 basketballs. Get
Bring
a plane
'em.
ticket to Russia. You're good.
That's how he's going to take down Putin.
This guy's going to find the love
in
of
a
his life.
basketball game.
Yeah.
In a basketball game, and then it's going to get rained out halfway through. We're going to have to switch to hacky sack. TM.
No, it's gonna be the scene from Escape from L.A. where Putin's sitting on a throne in a big stadium and you're having to make half court
Yes.
shots to live.
Yes.
Except instead of to live, it's just you marry Putin's daughter, who still has the basketball imprint on her face.
I can't
all these
see,
years later.
I can't see Putin using a Mini 14, which is what that guy was using in the scene. He would probably be using like a PTRS 41, which is
a
a
G11.
no, because it's German.
German.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
don't-
he has the last 20 of them in existence.
Yeah. Oh man. Or he
Yeah.
has 19 out of the 20. He's trying
Yeah,
to get the
19
20th.
because
Seto
HK,
Kaiba vibes.
HK has at least one of them in their gray room because that's the only one that I've actually seen.
What's
on
the
camera.
gray room?
The HK has what they call the gray room, which is every firearm that they have that they've designed and like prototype or otherwise. And it's literally just a gray room that they hang up all the guns in.
How do you get an invite into that room?
You have to be like a cool guy in the firearms.
We're pretty fucking cool.
So like Larry Vickers, Ian McCullum from Forgotten Weapons.
Okay, so in terms of career goals, would you say getting into the gray room is one for you?
That would be an awesome one, but I don't think
Can you set your intention and visualize it? Chaos magic, Austin.
chaos magic your way into the HK room. Yeah, I think that would be badass. But the thing is, like, you have to bring something to the table. So I'd have to find out about some weird niche HK product line that was going to become a thing and never did, and then show some weird interest in it and be like, guys, can you let me in so I can talk about your Hoover Schnoodle 46? And they're like, oh yeah, the war ended way too early for us to implement this. We really want someone
Such a
to talk
shame
about
that we didn't get to implement
we didn't
this in
think
the
anybody
field.
cared about this. Yes, come in. Yeah, you'd have to be like that level, and you have to have a following. So
All right, well, we'll work on both those things. We'll get in with the Germans, and we will build up a following, and we'll get you a reputation good enough to get you into that gray room. I think that'd be...
yeah, guys,
good
this
goal.
is the Wunderwaffe from Nazi zombies in Call of Duty
It's
World
real.
at War. It's real.
We made it.
Yeah, you thought it was fake. It's real. You almost got killed by it.
Look, if you can get into the gray room, it's definitely reaching back out to you. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to talk about this too much, please. Oh, do you guys want to know what America's solution to hyperburst was?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, so the Russians did a
Hyper
bullet.
shield.
Cheeseburgers?
No. No, they're not on the receiving end of hyperburst. They told American engineers, I need you to make a gun, shoot 2 bullets for the price of 1. All these other countries, fucking Germany was like, we'll make a weird grandfather clock gun that fucking shoots non-bullets. And then fucking Russia was like, well, I mean, Russia wasn't part of it, but they were doing the same thing. Because I think, espionage at this point was pretty high. They're probably like, oh, the Americans are working on this?
Copying the homework, yeah.
And so they're like, we'll put a pulley in our gun that allows you to put a bullet on deck so that you can scoop that up and then it will go. And then America was like, what if we just put 2 bullets in 1 casing? Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Okay, actually. Yeah, like not bad.
I thought you were just going to say bigger bullet.
No, it was just 2 bullets. Like if you look at a cutaway, it's just 1 bullet forced into the other bullet and it shoots both of them.
That's a double stack cheeseburger right there.
Speaking of guns that shoot 2 at the same time, have you ever heard about the TP-82, the Russian cosmonaut gun that they take back?
Oh yeah, so that's what you're talking about. Let me write that down because I actually have a notes section where I write down potential firearms to talk about.
It is an out-of-service triple-barreled Soviet combination gun.
Triple-barreled?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But it only fires 2 shots?
No, it fires 3.
Oh.
What is it? A PT-82?
TP-82.
Toilet paper 82.
TP-82.
Russian cosmonauts used to bring it on space missions. It was intended for as a survival aid after landing in the Siberian wilderness.
Which is so funny to me. Like, don't worry, the mission's not over when you land. Don't choose somewhere easy like the ocean where everyone can see you from miles around. Like, that's too American. Choose the Siberian wilderness because you're not a man if you can't survive a bear attack after you go to space.
I mean, that's fair.
It was in service for 30 years.
That sounds useful.
If you guys remember, the whole point of this smorgasbord of calling all these engineers together was to get higher hit probability, right? And I started it by saying you don't get higher hit probability by having more accurate shots, which is true and not true. You can, but generally you just want to throw more rounds.
Because I'm assuming because if you have more rounds, that is independent of the skill of the the person shooting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, the rifle that Colt put forward, which was the one with the 2 bullets stacked on top of each other, they realized all of these rifles didn't actually produce the same accuracy as the M16 that was currently in service did. They just shot more, but not as accurately. So they're like, okay, well, we're kind of taking a step back here.
Yep.
But they looked at the Colt rifle, which Colt basically all that they did was submit another M16 with a magnified optic on it and some weird handguard that I couldn't figure out what it was supposed to be doing.
Double stack bullet.
Yeah, right. So it was basically, and that's the thing. The Colt.
Do you want a cheeseburger with 1 patty or a cheeseburger with 2 patties? Yeah.
Double cheeseburger.
So fucking Colt submitted this rifle, and then the Army finally, for once in its life, looked at something logically, and they went, okay, this rifle is more accurate, but I think it has more to do with the scope that you put on it than anything else.
No, that can't be it.
And they were like, okay. So they're like, let's look at all the other scopes that are on the other rifles. And they're like, they're not modular and they don't attach to anything else. This one goes on the gun we already have. What if we just take the optic from this one,
put it on the M16
and put it on the M16? And all the engineers are like, God, we spent so much money. Please buy our gun. And they're like, no, I think we're just going to buy some of these.
I think we really like this optic. Can we have this optic, please?
Yeah. And
was
then,
it the ACOG?
So the ACOG was one of them that was developed from it. Good job. And then the other one was the LCAN, which is a this fucking weird optic that for some reason people are obsessed with, and it's really not that great. It's more of an LMG optic. It has 2 magnifications, which is like just over 1 times magnification, so like nothing technically. And then you throw a lever and then it will go to, I think it's 4 times magnification. And it has a very like open reticle. It works really well for like 240 Bravos in area of effect weapons.
Which one has the weed leaf reticle?
Probably if I had to guess, it would probably be the ACOG. That one has a what people commonly refer to as either the chevron or the Christmas tree. There's 2 different ones that the Army uses. I don't know if there was like a Call of Duty pack that you're talking about that had a weed leaf in it.
Adam could speak to it more accurately. But
it doesn't surprise me. There was a character that had a ghillie suit of weed that was burning.
Adam has said in the past, my proudest purchase was every single Call of Duty weed cosmetic thing that can be purchased for real money.
Did he say that?
He did. He said, I'm really happy with his purchase and I'm glad.
Hey, Adam.
He's purchased every single one. Listeners, I want you to know that I'm not exaggerating when I say every single weed-related cosmetic thing that has been released on any Call of Duty game has been purchased by Adam.
It makes you better. It's a known fact.
Adam.
And I want to speak specifically to a group of people. And if you're watching this, Okay.
Listening.
And excuse me. If you're listening to this and you were one of these people in 2020, whenever this shit came out, I don't even care if you stop listening because I want to let you know I hate you. Okay. In Modern Warfare, they released for one Halloween, they had like a bunch of Halloween characters. They had like Freddy Krueger. So I don't remember the other ones.
Freddy Krueger using a gun?
Yeah,
That's epic.
Was it Jason? Was Jason one of them?
Yes, Jason Voorhees was one of them.
What about
Guys who all famously use guns?
Wait, I could be wrong. I don't remember. There's a.
No, I don't think you're wrong.
I'll look it up, and we'll talk about it later. But one of them was the guy from Scream.
One of them was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg was in the game. The guy from Scream.
Scream guy.
Ghostface.
Scream guy. Come on, Kody. I know you don't watch horror movies, but come on.
If you played as Ghostface, I will actually fuck you up, dude. Those were the most annoying players of all time.
What do you think it was about the Ghostface?
I don't know. You could feel the insecurity oozing through the character. Like they'd be the number one teabaggers. They'd be fucking slide canceling everywhere, which is a good tactic, but they never implemented it right. They did it just because they wanted to look like all their Twitch fucking streamers flying around on the map. And they were always like, when you killed them, they were the first ones to be dropping crazy racial slurs. And you're just like, bro, chill the fuck out. Like that skin attracted the worst kind of player, and I don't understand why.
What about the, do you have any opinions or thoughts on the people who owned the weed ghillie suit with the weed smoke aura?
Oh, man.
You know what, Adam, I love you.
Kind of disappointed, buddy.
But I mean, I could see you in a bush. So if your character was in the bush and you got that burning bush going on, I could see it. Yeah. So I wasn't even worried about that. That made my game easier. But when you have the Ghostface running around, and you know what they did? They did this with John McClane too. I was very upset. It pissed me the fuck off. The voice lines for the operator that they put in the game were literally, I'm not exaggerating, was somebody holding their phone up to the speaker on the television to record whatever lines they dropped in the movie.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yes. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker was one of them. And then they just dropped it in the game.
For Ghostface?
So for Ghostface,
well, it makes sense for Ghostface because
he's on the phone.
Speaks on the phone all the time. Yeah.
Yes, but for John McClane,
and also there's like 50 million different Ghostfaces. They all got different voices.
Yeah, that's true. People. But for John McClane, it's literally there's a bunch of like background noise. There's movie background noise in his voice lines in the game.
That's awesome.
That's how bad it is.
That rocks.
No, that
People
is
pay
miserable.
money for that.
Yes,
that's so cool. No, I think that's so cool. If you paid money for that,
and
I want you to know
level of quality
you're living the best life, and I love you, and I hope that you live your life, continue to live your life the way that you're living it because you're making all the right choices.
If it's any consolation,
you're making some choices.
I bought the Sergeant Barnes lookalike operator. So Adler from Cold War had an operator pack that
Sergeant Barnes
that made him look
Bucky
like
Barnes.
No, not that Sergeant Barnes.
Who's Sergeant Barnes?
From Platoon.
Oh, okay. And was it specifically like Platoon branded, or was it just?
It wasn't, because I don't think that they had the ability to.
They didn't have the rights.
Yeah. So it was the reason they chose Barnes was because Sergeant Barnes has that giant face scar.
Yeah.
And Adler also has a giant face scar. So they dressed him up like that. He's got the do-rag and everything, and then fucking like the flak jacket. So I was like, oh, bro. Like I had enough of the COD points saved up that I got in game that I think I maybe spent like $15 that I knew I was going to spend the shit on other stuff. That's the one time I spent money on a Call of Duty like in-game purchase. Yeah. I was like, I can't, I have to have this.
For $15, you probably could have gotten the weed pack or at least one of the weed skins. That's all I'm saying.
But
I'd like to see Adam's bank statements to see how much money he spent on the weed. I
wish that it also said like, it read out in the statement like Call of Duty weed operator.
I wish when you were playing the game and you killed somebody using any of those cosmetics, it said at the bottom the total amount of money that you had, like real world money that you had spent on buying any cosmetics.
Yeah, it would show the total.
That'd be cool as hell.
Oh my God.
I'd like that. It would make me feel a lot better.
Oh yeah. If it was like the person's like,
you get shot by a Ghostface and it's like $3,000 has been spent by this person.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
That makes
I'm the winner
sense
here, actually.
Yep. But so if there's anything to take away from this, it's that if you play Call of Duty and you fucking play as Ghostface, I don't even want to talk to you. Don't approach me.
Don't
ever.
Email us.
Do not email us. I don't want to hear from
Unless
you,
you're
good, bad, or otherwise. The other thing to take away from this is if you're going to open up a military-wide contract and bring in a whole bunch of firearms developers from all around the world just to disappoint them to put a magnifying glass on your gun, basically. At least it's American. So,
Hell yeah.
Well, what do you guys have for, what do we have for closing thoughts, Kody? You got anything to say?
I want them to not email us. But what I do want them to do is go to our Instagram. Again, go through the people that we follow. It'll be me and Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Adam, DM him if you're Ghostface. Be like, hey, I'm really proud of you for buying all those weed cosmetics. The G11 isn't darker than black. I'm sorry that you
weren't there to talk about
weren't there to talk about it.
I'm actually really upset about that.
And then I want you to do kissy face emojis and then maybe a picture of your penis and send that to Adam because he likes opening penis pictures.
I think maybe we rescind that last part, Kody. I think that's exclusive to you. I think, he just wanted to feel close to you. He wanted to feel included. We've talked about this already, though, I think don't send that to Adam.
Fine, don't send it. Just say, I'm really proud of you for your weed emojis.
Say, hey, brother, you're cool as hell. Because Adam is cool as hell. But I just think, we should honor him and his weed life because he's our resident marijuana expert. I mean, me, I've been sober my whole life. Kody, I think you said that you accidentally smoked weed once in college.
We haven't said this.
And then Austin, you didn't smoke weed because of Army, right? But you were like a big stoner before then or no?
Oh, oh my God. No,
it was only in Russia.
I mean, you already know. I told the story of 15-year-old me. You think 15-year-old me with the lifestyle that I was living was like, oh yeah, brother.
That's why you're so shy. You were too high. You were too stoned and you were in your head.
He's just so anxious and panicked the entire time.
Women.
That's not like a panic moment. It's just Austin yelling at women.
But yeah, email us if you got any suggestions, any stories you want to share about guns or funny dreams that you've had. Also, reach out to Adam and tell him that he's cool because we love him. And, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Rate, review, subscribe. Yeah, just do that stuff real quick.
Oh, Lord. All right.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Sign up for the Kody's Fuck a Fan contest. Is there anything you wanted to add, Kody?
No, I got nothing else, buddy.
All right. Well,
what does Boxxy say at the end of her videos? Does anyone know? I've never made it to that part.
Oh, you got done jacking off before?
Yeah, You've been listening to Learner's Permit. Thanks for listening. We hope you learned something today. Until next time, goodbye.